Welcome back to the Windy City Bears Network. I'm your host, RC. Today I'm doing a quick video on Jaylon Johnson, his year review. Last year he had a solid season, not as good as the previous year when he was all pro back in 2023 in his contract year that year. So he got paid, still played well. So I'm not saying that he didn't play as good because he's not in a contract season. It's just ironic that a lot of guys play their best in a contract year. He probably did take a couple more chances. He had a couple more interceptions back in 2023 than he did last year. I also think one of the big reasons why his stats and some of the stats were not as good, we didn't get as much pressure this year as we did the year before. Montez Sweat had a monster year, was putting some pressure on some of the quarterbacks. We didn't really have that last season. So our corners, and you didn't have Brisker back there also, but you didn't have the type of defense really to help out our corners. You know, everybody struggled a little bit more last season. This year, though, under Dennis Allen's defense, I think he's going to have a fantastic season. I think one thing that Jaylon is really good at is stopping the run. Obviously, he's a really good cover corner. But he's really good. I mean, I wouldn't say really good. He's very solid against the run. He doesn't mind coming downhill. He's not like smacking people, but, you know, he's going to grab you and he's not going to let you go. He's going to get you by the ankle. He's going to do whatever he has to do to make the play, to make the tackle. And that's good enough. He is our best corner by far. Something that Dennis Allen said he was going to do this year is move him around and let him take on the number one receivers. So follow them, shadow them. Wherever they go, Jaylon will follow them. So with that being said, I think, you know, his stats, we shouldn't look for them to be better. You know, last year he went against number ones and number twos. If he's just going to go against number ones all season, I think it's a great challenge for him. I think he's ready for that type of challenge. I think he's going to play great, but his stats aren't going to go up. You know, when you have better competition, I think he'll put up a roughly around the same season he did this year, not like the year before his old pro season. Let's get into a couple of those stats real quick on 2023 compared to last season, 2024. So 2023, he was actually ranked on PFF as the number 2 corner in the whole league. And he was number 2 in coverage in the whole NFL on PFF. He only had 33 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 4 interceptions, 6 pass deflections, and only 25 catches were caught on him. And then last year, he was ranked as the 19th best corner in the league, 50 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, 4 pass deflections, and 32 tackles. So not crazy stats, like, you know, he went from 4 interceptions to 2 interceptions, had the same amount of forced fumbles, tackles. It really is going to depend on how much you get targeted. He was probably targeted a little bit more this year than he was the year before. So, but Jaylon should have a very good season. He's locked in under his contract. You know, he signed a 4-year extension. And I do believe in this defensive scheme with Dennis Allen, you have to have physical guys who can cover. And I think Jaylon is perfect for that. And I think our other corner, Stevenson, which I just did a breakdown on him, I think he's actually a really good corner for that also. Someone who's physical, big, lengthy, likes to mix it up with wide receivers, press coverage. Having Brisker back should really help this defense. You know, it allows you, when you really trust people behind you, you know, if you guys ever played football, if you don't trust who you're playing next to, it's tough, you know, because you're going to overcompensate sometimes because you don't think that your guy's going to be there. And but with Brisker, if he can stay healthy this year, that should be big. And us getting hopefully a little bit more pressure than we did last year should help our corners. This defense is going to be a lot more aggressive than Eberflus's cover 2, drop people, zone coverage. This is going to be a lot more man. This is going to be a lot more downhill, physical, attacking type of defense. And I think we have a lot of good pieces for that. and it should be exciting. What do you guys think about Jaylon Johnson? Where do you think he is as far as, the best corners in the league? I definitely think he's top 10. I think he's underrated a little bit. I think he's one of the better cover corners in the NFL. He's not the most athletic guy. He's athletic enough. But there's other guys who are a little bit, have a little bit more bend, able to do a little bit more stuff. But he maximizes his skill set. I was really big on him coming out of Utah when we drafted him in the second round. The other corner that was on the board at that time too, though, was Diggs from Alabama, who obviously had a tremendous first couple years in Dallas, a lot of interceptions. He has not been able to stay healthy the last couple years. So a lot of people might have been saying, dang, we should have got Diggs. All in all, Jaylon Johnson has been a very good corner for us. You can't really expect more from what a number 2 corner, a second round draft pick, and what he's done. He's made an All-Pro. He's made the Pro Bowl. He's a very good corner. And I think he's going to have a very good season this year. I think our defense is going to be a little bit better than people think. At least let's hope so, right, Bear fans? If you like this content, please subscribe. It helps the channel. Leave a comment. I'll respond back. Have a blessed day. Until next time, Bear fans, bear down.